absolutely.
Would love to see you go for social security numbers in the back there.
Nah, I'm just having all the games. I mean, I sometimes even show that screen in my own stream, so there shouldn't be anything suspicious. You can just
on the
figure
left
out
side,
what
we
games
see a lot of flames being picked, cannons, some Rattan and Viper, I guess.
Yeah, we can
to
check
be
it.
seen.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's
Rattan and
Rattan
Viper.
Vipers.
My old eyes are not leading me to the wrong assumptions. On the right side, we see some feather crossbowmen. Is that right?
Yes, that's the top
there?
one. Ah, no. Ah, no.
Yeah.
There they are. It's just the wrong one. You showed it there.
And them. Less cannons, less flames. Oh no, but 2 flames, 2 cannons. I need to just check. Some Orochis on the right side, 1 Orochi just on the left side. Pretty mixed. I love like how people like can mix now a lot of units. Also related to CBR rules being more on point, in my opinion, with the
absolutely.
unit bans and stuff like this, and therefore giving more variety to gameplay and therefore more depth to the strategics that are available to team captains right now. And that's something that is always interesting for me. People being like figuring stuff out, not being like, okay, you want the same strategy again? Let's do the same strategy again. No, it's actually people making their mind up and going with new things. For us, it's like a new lover. You can experience all their kinks, all their stuff they're bringing to it. So it's more spice.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you have seen how many different units have been picked there from the teams. And I mean, the defense, I felt like defense was going a bit more for cavalry, while the attack had something like sergeants with spear and imperial pikes to just withstand everything being thrown at them with pikes and shields. And that's just the main strategy. You can already see everything from the attack being grouped at that supply, but the defense not really worrying about the towers, but focusing with the artillery this supply point. And I feel like there might be some units dying in a second here. Everything's still fine, but they are quite
related to them being aware or even afraid of a Sally. You saw the trebuchet in the beginning pre-placed for a Sally, and then also placing all like anti-cavalry units inside of the supply.
Yeah,
and now
absolutely.
They already gone for new units and picked the new units because there was no Sally. So that's what you saw there. Altushki a little bit overreacted, being a little bit scared there, but then already changed their unit while the enemy arty is up and therefore losing some units there. Just 15 models, maybe not that much, but somebody never has a model in his life, huh? So, oh, shitty jokes already. Sorry.
It's starting again. But yeah, here we go. Altushki, they have managed to survive the first like 2 minutes of this map. They have suffered some damage, but I think in the end they are quite fine with what they lost. They have prevented any chance for Sally out. And now they are about to land the towers. I mean, you have spoken about Pustoy being one of the longbows. I see 2 longbows here. Who is the second one? I don't know that name, but I'm not too active in the current days, to be honest.
It's not about who is playing longbow, it's more about who I would allow to play longbow. Huh?
Oh yeah, that's true. Oh, but you can see something going on here in the gate. What is this? Rough Justice? Late Sally out, maybe?
Somebody's maybe getting like the choo-choo treatment here in a second. He's gonna be standing there and I like trains.
Oh, there we go. That's nasty.
That's gonna leave a mark. If your mental is like scarred like this and you'll be like, I'm gonna punch the door down. See me guys, see me do good stuff. And then you get punched in the face by like 5 guys. You'll be like, shit, I'm not here for the burgers. Everybody in America knows 5 guys, huh? But we in Europe don't know 5 guys. So if a woman tells you I'm going to 5 guys in Europe, it's something different than in America. But
yeah, probably.
You know what I mean.
Somewhat different there. I mean, we can see a first trap. I didn't see that one being called here. Going towards some of those shields. I think they're all fine. We just quickly have to change the hero we're looking at because we get some ugly, or maybe not that ugly, but maybe distracting effects in the camera, I think.
Visual pleasing charge abilities.
Yeah, that's exactly. It's not ugly, definitely not. Everybody would like to have that one, but we as casters don't want to see those.
I won't. I actually don't like it. If it's too
You
much
don't
going
like
on
it?
my screen, yeah, if it's too much on my screen, I don't like it. Like
Oh,
if
crazy,
new
okay.
skins for Shenji and Pikes, I wouldn't take them. Like the Shenji sound like a bombard being placed and shooting. Like you get an acoustic warning and a visual warning of them throwing something. So why should I use it? In my opinion, it's not to my liking at all.
Some action here on top from the longbow, being nasty as always, and the
He's
trap being
trying
called.
to aim for the cannons.
Oh,
Trap, maybe?
thanks for destroying that obstacle, so we can see it clearly. I
Nice
think
for the
cannons,
cameraman.
5 cannons. Oh, 5 cannons already gone. Good job to the longbow here, or from the longbow. Pustoy once again, just showing why he's allowed to play longbow in your eyes, Ritter.
Yeah, like I said, Pustai, he has like a third eye on his like forehead, just for special units, I think. It's just tracking you down. He's like Madara. You know, Madara is seeing every move of you? That's like him. He with his longbow, he's like seeing every move before it happens. He can see slightly into the future, like 2 seconds. And then he's already shooting there. You'll be like, I'm gonna outstep him, and the arrow's already landing directly between the eyes of your special unit. You're like, how? How is it possible? And then you try to roll back with your light armor class, and then he's also shooting you. So,
yeah, I mean, Pustoy is just deadly as hell. We can see here a big movement to the right side of the minimap. And I feel like this will be the first attempt from Altushki to go down the stairs. They have some flank going on the right side with 2 or 3 heroes, but the main push is coming down this staircase. And it feels like Rough Justice don't want to really meet them. Just one time the Queen's Knights from Superbone meeting 3 heroes from Altushki. That Queens will be gone. And the rest of Altushki proceeding to the supply point. Oh, here they come. Rough Justice not willing to give that fight up. They are pushing up the stairs and getting at least some units traded back. So we will be seeing quite even unit counts. Now, fall back down the stairs. Just 1 unit of green buckler shields will be remaining on top, and that fight is over. Well, Rough Justice once again with the aggressive move here.
yeah, they should be pushing right now because they know 3 people are being on top. So 12 people, it's 15 against 12. Just by the quick math I did there, that should be way better fight. But then also they need to push up their cannons right now because the enemy cannons already shooting, cannon shooting back. It's just 2 cannons shooting at each other. Everybody's trying to thump down and be like, please hit better than theirs, please hit better. But both sides just shooting at each other. It's like insults being thrown in a ranked game from one side to another.
Yeah, one thing that I don't like is the shields were in the back for a long time. So now the shields are coming from the front from Altushki, but they have not tanked for a long time. And I feel like those pikes tanking against the cannons, that's not the unit you want to have there in the front. We see Genkuro's phalanx in the back to prevent any flanks, and Altushki making it smart, setting up defensively and just waiting for the mates to group up with them, or maybe just go for the supply point. Wait a second, what happened there? That's just a massive overcommitment from Rough Justice towards the supply point and maybe leaving the B point vulnerable.
Yep, there you see the push already going, like Rough Justice a little bit under. Their flames being placed way better than the anime flames, in my opinion. Now somebody's jumping it.
Oh, and that side is just getting overwhelmed so quickly. You can see here the remaining Rough Justice players trying to get into this fight. Frames dropping a bit, but we should be fine. Yen Yudao's coming into the back, and those Yanus cleaned up a lot there in the backside. The rest of Rough Justice members on the point should be able to withstand the power of Altushki's units, and with that it feels like the B point might be cleared now. Let's see, here we go, remaining units from Altushki being wiped, and the Arbalists will be killed probably in a few seconds as well.
Being just rough justice, going behind them, wiping off every unit model they can get and get a grab on. Altushki trying to get the speed up now, going like looking like for the left supply. They already taken it, so they're gonna resupply all the units to the left supply. Rough Justice still letting them the room there, not pushing against it, maybe resupplying their units also on the right side, therefore going for fresh unit set and going for the second push. There we can see some Cocos being pulled, Flames, Cocos, one guy on top there with the good old musket throwing down some havoc. I can't speak. Throwing down some bombs there. Junkroot being up there. Emperor Punk, really good. Sir Crank being up there. Rough Justice already pulling a little bit back so they can't be trapped, and therefore also looking into gate and not getting the enemy the advantage of new people joining in. Maybe they're already pushing it, but Altushki is being aware of it, already pushing around it. Therefore pushing maybe Rough Justice back to the point, but Rough Justice is not giving the room. They're going for the fight. There's going to be the next fight in front of gate.
Oh, and we can see the new units being brought here, the new blue units preventing the enemy from using abilities for a few seconds, which allow the Flames to get massive value here. And that fight is great for Rough Justice, but it feels like Altushki is still being able to break through a lot of red here. What are we seeing here? Do they win this, Altushki?
Nah. Rough Justice is so dominant right now there. There are already people in the back there. There's all the Altushki units being right there. They're already retreating to supply. Somebody should be on supply already. Yeah, you can see on the minimap somebody supply backing. Rough Justice just mopping the floor there. Very, very good executed. So one guy, Blood Story, our beef mentality Legion player, already blocking the supply, waiting for the enemies to come there. Now supply not blocked anymore. They stay on the gate, not getting the enemy the room anymore, and now trying to wipe off the remaining units on supply and also the heroes there. Postoy running for his life. Oh, back jumps.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I've just loved to see was the new unit, the new blue unit being pulled there. I mean, you have, I don't know how long the ability really lasts. I think 1.5 seconds. If you don't level anything. I'm honestly not sure if you can level the ability. I didn't unlock them myself. I sadly didn't play that much. I mean, it's a blue unit, but I still didn't get it. But that ability was just massive. And they prevented the enemies from using any ability while the Flames were starting to shoot. And you can see one unit of cavalry being wiped here from Altushki. Good stuff, but we can have a look at the unit count, and that one is looking devastating. 60 units more for Rough Justice in tier 5 against the 40 less in tier 4, but there's another fight coming in. Here we go.
I think it was a lot of time buying there on the gate for them to engage on the overwhelming enemy forces, just to buy some time for the people being stuck on supply, but they're still stuck on supply, and this could cost Rough Justice a lot more than they are right now able to see. The fight is still ongoing there, but 1 minute 50, I think Rough Justice is looking very good if they just hold on to their life here, and they're still winning the fight. Shit!
But Altushki is sending at least one poleaxe here in the back for the cannons. So Rough Justice on the upper hand here on the supply point, but the traps should be able to clear out the cannons with the help of the 2 heroes. And what is coming then? Here we go, another set of units supplying from Altushki here onto that supply point. 1 minute 20 left. B point is being captured. And that's a massive cavalry charge here from Altushki. But supply point is still in the hands of Rough Justice.
Yep.
Oh,
Rough Justice just holding the Dion. Look at that phalanx you pronounced. It's so funny in my opinion. Like a beautiful woman walking by and be like, look at that fine phalanx.
I mean, phalanx is beautiful if placed correctly. Really satisfying. But
I think also like the design is very well in my opinion.
Yeah,
I think the playstyle is like, I really love like phalanx and I really love like spear sergeants. I'm talking casually because Altushki is just getting B here, and therefore Rough Justice needs to go back, I think. But they're still running for it, or so could be my call again on the same map. getting units on it. It's looking good.
Rough Justice really strong here. Reinforcements for Altushki, but only 22 seconds left. Is it time enough? Trap on the middle of the point, but that's a unit of Grenadiers, and that should clear everything up nicely. Trap going for the point, but 11 seconds. No chance you can clear that much from the point.
Nah, it's the rep. They did it. I was over. I talked mad shit about it, being like retreating from B. Never mind, they're holding B easily. No sweat.
Yeah,
enough
absolutely.
people even recapturing it, so
I mean,
my fault.
1 minute 30 if you have units, you can send it. And I mean, Rough Justice, they are experienced enough to body block it. And with that, great job. MVP for Altushki is Schwein here on the left-hand side with
Team
111 kills. The team captain for Altushki even. Good job done by him. And I mean, getting more than 100 unit kills always is a good sign for you. Most heroes killed from Inovka, who was the longbow in the beginning, swapped to a dual blade. And I mean, he did a good job killing those heroes out, but sadly not enough. I want to see how many cannons Buster got, and here you can see it. He just got so much specials. 4 flames, 5 cannons, a total of 118 unit kills and 1.2k troop kill score, which is way more than anyone else in his team got. But I think in the new point system, kills don't matter too much, but the damage does more, so probably that's why he's not that high up. And then on the other side, we have Don Salvador getting a huge amount of 225 unit kills. He just wiped everything he could find.
Did he play the cannons?
He probably played cannons. We would have to.
If
go
he
back,
didn't,
but
that's massive. But if he did, it's like, okay, your team covered up for it, so it's like a team effort. But one guy without cannons, that would be more, in my opinion. But I guess that was the guy with the cannons, so
probably, but
a little bit lower on the 200 unit kills.
Yeah, I mean, if he was the one with the cannons, it's just congrats to the whole team for getting that much value with cannons. That would be a massive amount. And then we can see here most heroes killed. Robert here once again. I feel like we are saying this name with the most heroes killed so often, even though he's he's a mall. And then second most is Arca with the 6 heroes killed. And I think we can look at the post-battle analysis. What exactly went wrong here? First push went onto the point and the supply point. Second one at the gate and then supply point. And I mean, first fight looks even. I mean, we see some units dying here in the beginning, but then the first fight kinda even. Second fight was the big difference maker. The second fight really was the advantage for Rough Justice. We can look at it here at the gate, just wiping everything from Altushki, and I think that was
sometimes people trying to get like for selling and something and therefore taking like their actions into matter, but like in an attacking team always has like the benefit of deciding how the battlefield is gonna play out, because the defender can't sell you like in TW or stuff like this to win the battle. Therefore you always need to like react a little bit onto the attacker. You have not that easy of counter, so therefore you can be more decisive or like deciding on how the battlefield actually is going to be played, and therefore the buff for being a veteran player or being like a better team, it's even higher in my opinion for attackers, because they can more decide how the defender is going to be like pressured, and therefore it's way rougher for them.
Yeah, that's also true, of course. And I mean, looking at the units now, we can also see Rough Justice being fully prepared for a sally out. I only see 2 units that are not pikes. And I mean, selling out against that composition would be really hard. We see here 2 times flames, 2 times Lionroars for Rough Justice. And on the other side, once again, a ton of shields. And I only see 1 time cannon. and 2 times flames. And also some Cocos plus some cavalry this time around. So Altushki and Scav, a ton of cavalry this time.
Yeah. I think they're gonna be for like... They could be selling. Huh? First opinion, could be selling. So that's why they maybe like throw the trap in first and also put like the counter cavalry in based on them doing this, which would be bad in my opinion because they are foreshadowing what they're planning. So, and we already see they're not planning for a Sally. So, stop yapping, Ritter. Nobody gives a fuck.
We can see no Sally out. Altushki and Scav is ready here in the defense using the artillery. And Rough Justice already sending more units into safety than we have seen from Altushki and Scav, I feel like. Only 1 phalanx on the supply point.
Yeah.
But 1 unit of pikes just in the open here. And I'm curious why they're not being shot at, but it feels like Altushki and Scav is going for some kind of tower hold here with all cannons just shooting at the towers and making sure to get the tower as low as possible. And I mean, even ignoring Barracuda's wide open Imperial pikes.
We see a lot of muskets being played there from Rough Justice again. Like even in the defending phase, they had like 3 muskets on top of the house there, throwing down their little bombs. Also, I saw like little swap of players there. I think green is new to the roster, so they may be swapping players just for fun or even for different strategy and therefore different players with different jobs inside of the team. So that's also something people need to be aware of. Sometimes players like change, or not players, but teams change out their players based on their play style because it's more fitting for their actual strategy. So therefore, sometimes you see some defenders or attackers being the chosen ones for something. And then black and green already have the synergy from ranked. I think they, as soon as ranked starts, both of them click the button and then they never stop playing ranked until it's closed.
Yeah, it feels like, I mean, those 2 are in ranked every single second. You can just click play and you are almost guaranteed to have them in your lobby.
Yeah, people believe that actually we don't have a rank timer, but it's black and green opening rank queue for everybody else by pressing join battle.
That's
the truth behind it.
We can see here 1 unit of Lionroar being protected by 3 units of shields and shooting at that right-hand siege tower. We just have to switch hero once again to get rid of the animations. And here we go. Tower being almost at the walls, but also almost destroyed. So I kind of assume with that amount of shields not being moved, trap might be devastating, but shields, it feels like they just almost all came away. Here we go, just 1 more trap to hit them. And the middle siege tower landed at the walls, the right one was destroyed, so it feels like everything achieved Altushki wanted to have, but I feel like they are not using the benefit from only having that 2 siege towers at their walls.
Yeah, they would be ending up pushing with half a team right now because the other ones are stuck on the other side. So therefore, I think it's also related to them just trying to get a benefit for the rest of the game. Therefore, you don't have the second tower in, and therefore you can't rotate that fast to the most usually staircase you push down. And therefore, if there's no tower, you need to run more with your whole team. And therefore, it's taking you extra seconds. So that could be something they are already planned on.
Yeah, that might be...
just making up facts.
But that might be a good strategy there, and you might be absolutely correct. I've just seen Assault Era using the grab ability, the grab ultimate on the mall. So also something Altushki have to be careful about, because otherwise you can just be grabbed in seconds. Pustoy here.
The cuff. Supply on the cuff.
Oh yeah. Just
what's happening?
Tons of cavalry. Oh my goodness. Is Rough Justice prepared? I don't think so. That might be some
are they looking like the orcs on Minas Tirith, be like, what's happening? Or be like, we are prepared for it, no problem. But I think almost everybody's now picking. There's no way Rough Justice is not gonna notice there's so many cuff on it.
Nah, you can't tell me. They will notice this, and they will be swapping units. You can see here one unit being sent down, probably being swapped to something like Phalanx. There we go, another unit of Imperial Pikes. That will take some seconds here, and
that would be so funny if they no swap back.
Yeah,
on the cavalry, just to make a play out of it and let the people like waste their time switching people like units.
It would be absolutely amazing because I mean, swapping units in the defense is so much quicker than swapping units in the attack. So you could just do it all the time. I mean, we can see here one hero of Altushki on the outside with companion cavalry going to that supply point, maybe catching one player off guard. Only problem is that player would be probably picking anti-cav.
Yeah, I guess so too. But there's like a chance for him. He's not aware.
He's not aware. He's picking right now. Green out of the supply. And that supply point will be captured.
It's red for him, but it's green on the point. Okay. We see the cannons being pulled up there. Now Rough Justice is looking down on their battlefield of the future, being like, yeah, should we go down now, boys? No, wait a second. Flame arrows almost burned all the stones up there to the ground. I think it should be already being lava, melted down to the core.
Oh, and Rough Justice already set their cannons up. That is massive. Here we go. Flanks will be coming in from both sides. Is Rough Justice ready? We will see in a few seconds. And that's just so much anti-cavalry marching into that direction. But the cavalry is just flanking around. Phalanx though on point. But look at that amount of cavalry going in here. That's insane. That's literally insane here. But the anti-cavalry stood strong there. Just why? I feel like that's just a throw from Altushki.
Already on the supply there, already Blood Story. I think it's Supply Block Story. That's his new name. Always on the supplies. Yikes. Looking very good for Rough Justice. Like I said, very clean executed for the attackers. They can decide on where to fight. Just took their time on when to do it and when to execute. But deadly, precise like a scalp. Being like...
Yeah,
now Altushki putting some new units, but already giving up on B there. They're gonna defend behind there. So in front of the last point, people often don't see it in their normal games, but in competitive gameplay it's pretty normal to defend like in front of end cap instead of end cap directly, which you usually see in your normal sieges in your ranked games, but this is a different case here. Competitive gameplay is always like way different than the normal sieges and ranked plays already. Even if you go for high ranked, you don't see usually that people defend in front of end cap on this map here.
The big problem is if you are not 15 players going for that strat, you will be wiped. Half of your team will be wiped in front of the endpoint and half behind it. And we can see this was a bait and Altushki is falling back to the endpoint. We can take that time to look at the units. And I feel like unit compositions are quite even here. Difference of 160 units in tier 5 in favor of Rough Justice, but 130 tier 4 in favor of Altushki. So a bit of a lead for Altushki, but Rough Justice with that fight, I feel like that's not the fight Altushki want. Cannons from Rough Justice already in place, and I feel like that could be dangerous if they go in here. Flames?
And Flames are already doing damage. They're losing a lot of models there. Not looking too good for them. Their Flames being too close to the wall, not having the room for it. The cannon's gonna go for the deeper angle there and gonna shoot them down like really bad. That's not good looking good. Kev is gonna flank and cannon's now gonna shoot down. Even they are inside of the trap, so that's gonna be like so rough for them. This position was really, really bad. already retreating. It's not helping that much. They're going to be picked up in the end or being half a team to face the full push. Because maybe Rough Justice is retaking the supply first and replenishing units, but I think, like we see right now, they're gonna take on all the momentum and just go for the end cap immediately. Dun is not waiting for done. He's for now.
Yeah, and I mean, the unit difference is massive now. Dandan's Imperial Pikes marching into that position, just preventing anyone from pushing forwards, trapped there as well. That's a clean shutdown of that angle to the endpoint. Endpoint being captured, 1/4 already completed, cannons also in position. That's game over, GG's. And I don't know what the plan from Altushki was. It felt like they didn't really go for the right decisions with their unit composition. And here we go.
Let's face it, Rough Justice is one of the strongest teams in Europe right now.
Absolutely.
So, facing them is always rough for the enemy.
Yeah,
and
absolutely. I mean, look at this. Ghost here, MVP for Rough Justice, 160 unit kills. He just got so many kills, and he got also the MV, also the most contribution points in the match. And then second one in unit kills is Black here in the bottom, 116 unit kills. Most heroes killed from Lord Monkey with 4 heroes. Monka.
No.
Nah, he should be Monkey. I expect him to be Monkey. And
nah,
then
that's rude of you, first of all.
He can send me a private message if he wants to, and I will call him something else. But for now, he's Lord Monkey. And then on the other side, we have Swain. Once again with the MVP here, 31 unit kills, and I mean that's not too much. We have the most unit kills from Podobin on the bottom with 60, and that's the most unit kills. He got 6 flames, that's great, but in the end 60 unit kills as the most is just not what you want to see. I mean, we see one guy, the second one, even on 2 unit kills, then we got 3 2 times and 9 unit kills 2 times. That's just way too less, and I mean, we have seen this in the fight. Just quick sweep. And then we can take a look at the analyze. Here we go. First fight was okay, but the second one was just nah.
Like I said, first fight, don't underestimate the room that was given. Like, very dominant fight, just fighting against cavalry there, mainly just wiping 2 sets of shields and then going immediately for the fight against the cavalry and therefore getting the supply and B point just from one push. Yikes! I think very dominant there already.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the cavalry, it felt like the cavalry was breaking through, but the phalanx just turned around and there was even more pikes against them, so I feel like that's just too much anti-cav to handle with cavalry, and it felt like a misplay already in the first fight, but then the second just going in, then realizing, oh, there are cannons falling back. You don't want to have that happen, but in the end it happened, and there will be more fights for Altushki to take. Rough Justice, of course, happy with their first